Okay.
I want to meet her in real life. I wonder how small she is.
She's taller than you.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Emma Watson over or under 5'6".
Over.
I just don't believe
Snapping
that.
it off.
I have her at like 5'1" in my mind.
All right. Chat. What do you think? Over under. We'll set it at 5'6". We'll set it at an even 5'6".
All right, is Emma Watson taller or shorter than me? All right. So it looks like Mark is on a mull to 6, and Zach is kept 7. How does Wikipedia not have her height?
Lady never tells.
Emma, how old are you? The lady never tells. More about Emma Watson. I want the minutia, the nitty gritty. Ooh, Emma Watson,
5'5".
5'5". I got an inch on her. That's fine.
That's fine.
I'll take
Everything's fine.
I'll take it. That's JD fine is what that is.
That's not even JD fine. All right.
All right.
So we've got the turn 1 Nicottle.
It's gonna
Needs
eat a
a
bolt.
turn 1 bird. Or a bolt. Sorry.
Bolt the cat.
Bolt the cat.
Here's turn 2. And I think we're going to see Monastery Swift Spear here,
There it is.
just for 1 point.
Beats for 1.
Takes 2 there. Alright. So I do like bolting the Nicottle there.
I agree.
That opening pretty much indicates what your opponent's playing. And just any... Ooh, see, I don't like not having a play there. Any speed bump would have been great. A Voice of Resurgence would have been fantastic.
Sure, but I mean, if you don't have a play, you don't have a play.
You're not wrong.
You're damn right I'm not.
Alright.
All right, so we'll see a Lava Spike to the Dome here with Lightning Bolt backup.
I'd probably just run out as many spells as I can here. I'd probably...
So
Alright.
we have this trigger, and then if he had the bolt, he could fire off the Lightning Bolt. But I think since Mark is approaching Kitchen Finks mana,
Right.
you want to hold on to this Atarkus command.
Okay. So we're just going to pause here. Alright. We've got a fetch. There's going to be some action.
And Path is the answer.
Alright.
Alright, so 2-man open for Zach. Mark's at 12. Do you fire off this Atarkus command if he doesn't cast anything?
At the end of turn?
Yeah.
No, I'd probably hold. As you don't have enough to, like, kill him.
Sure.
You only got him to 6 on the cards in your hand. And so...
5 now.
5, sure. 5's still not 0. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you can get him dead. You don't want to be just fire off spells and then not have him end the game. Here's a Nicottle.
Another 3/3 Nicottle. So wild.
Woo!
Now the question is, does he have multiple stomping grounds? I don't know if that's incredibly irrelevant or not, but being able to protect this Nicottle from Lightning Bolt would be a big deal.
Sure. Knight of the Reliquary. 4/4. Alright. So... Alright, Lightning Bolt him is interesting.
Down to 8.
So this
Draws
is where...
another bolt.
this is where things get interesting. This you almost have to block here if you're Mark.
Mm-hmm.
So the Nikado trades with
The hierarch or with reliquary.
the Knight of the Reliquary.
Target's command, 3 to you and +1/+1.
Yeah, so you. Oh,
Has the path.
oh, the path. Interesting. All right,
All right, so
let's mark the 5. Let's see if you can find a kitchen finks or a.
anything to turn the corner here. Zach is just a burn spell away.
Yeah.
Probably keep this Bloodstained Mire back just in case the burn spell ends up being a Searing Blaze.
Sure. So he's got Bolt in hand. So Mark's at a virtual 2. Is that a scavenging use?
It's a scavenging use, but he only has 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Nikado is path, and my first Nikado, yeah.
So there's only one creature in the yard.
All right. Scavenging use still puts him to 6.
Yeah, that's not where you want to be.
Right. You want to be at 7. That.
Yeah.
All right. Hit Zach for 5.
It's a start, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So Zach blocking or
What's the draw there? Stomping ground?
seems like a land.
Yep.
All right. Puts a counter on, goes to 6.
Alright, so Zach has one more turn to draw a spell. If Mark doesn't top deck some life gain here. Huntmaster is the top deck.
And that's gonna gain 2 life for
It's
Mark.
going to put him right out of range here.
Yep. So attack for 4 plus 3 is 7. Puts Zach to 3. 4, I'm sorry, 4. And that puts him in like a. Puts either creature at killing him.
7. Yeah, go to 4.
Alright, here comes Huntmaster down. Yeah. Yep.
It's a Huntmaster. Yep.
Alright,
Alright,
Huntmaster's got a lot of comes into play abilities. You see them all trigger there.
Can't think of a draw that gets him out of this. Let's see what he can come up with. Boros Charm. 1 short.
1 damage short. Man, it feels like Mark had all the right answers at all the right times there. That path on the
The Nikado.
Nikado
Yeah.
was huge. Yep, so the Huntmaster flips there, and there's just any number of things Zach could have here to.
I was hoping.
Feels bad. I had 7.
There's the 7. Yep. Or Targus Command. Yeah.
Timely path that you had off of the hierarchy. I had it planned. And they've gotten a little.
Interesting. So if I'm the burn deck here,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bring in some
Skull Cracks.
skull cracks for sure.
Maybe a couple extra Tarkus commands. I
Yeah,
don't
if they're
know
not all in the main deck yet.
how many Searing Blazes are in the main, but I want as many as I can get.
And for Mark, any kind of kitchen finks or obstinate Baloths.
Obstinate Baloth is a little bit of a trap, I feel, against Burn here.
Okay.
So you have the Hierarch that can accelerate out a little bit, but you can't rely on just an Obstinate Baloth because 4 mana is not fast enough. Like, Burn can just have you dead by then.
Sure.
So I think you want...
I'd
Like-
still play it over like Huntmaster of the Fells, maybe.
I'd rather have Huntmaster. multiple bodies, ends the game quicker.
All right. Well, agree to disagree there.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Seems reasonable. Um. looks like-
But in this Naya deck, he could even have something like a core Firewalker. I don't know why he'd want it here, but... Well, I know I'd want it here. I don't know why he would want it like in his sideboard.
Okay.
But it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Card's good.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, I know that these burn decks were playing them for the mirror for a minute there
Sure.
off of their Sacred Founders. Yeah, that's a big deal. Huh. I think I just saw Zach taking the coddles out. So, I'm not a huge fan of this. I think he's hoping to dead card the Path to Exiles.
Yeah.
Um,
Depends on what you're bringing in. Like, he's not going to present a fast enough clock to where, like, just your burn spells aren't going to get there. And if you force him to, like, mull to 5 if he draws 2 paths, that's great.
sure. You just still have Goblin Guides.
Sure, but I mean, if you have a Goblin Guide hand, you're so heavily favored here.
Are you?
Yeah.
Alright.
2/2 haste on the play for 1 mana.
Oh, is that all it costs?
Just 1.
Oh, just one?
Yeah.
Just a lonely red?
You wouldn't think it, but it does only cost 1. So, looks like he's got 14 points of burn in hand.
In one land.
There's 2 lands there.
Oh, okay.
A Stomping Ground
And a Bloodstained
and
Mire.
a Bloodstained Mire. So it might be more than 14, actually. Yeah. So we have 17 points of burn in hand on 2 lands.
That's good news. Means you only need to draw one more.
Maybe. Mark could very easily fetch 3 times.
Sure. Here's going to do it the first time. 19 for him.
17, 19.
So I'm sending this Rift Bolt at the dome,
Absolutely.
and then if I don't draw something like a Searing Blaze, I'm sending the resulting Lightning Bolt on my turn at the bird.
Okay. It is the one time I think John Douglas would advocate not bolting the bird.
Searing Blazing the bird.
Yep.
And then he's got a follow-up of Goblin Guide, Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, he drew into the Goblin Guide, so it was playing the Searing Blaze pretty, you knew it was there.
Sure.
Alright, so we've got a Hierarch in hand for Mark.
Also, it looks like a Thalia.
And he's going to choose the Hierarch. Ooh, a Dramoka's command as well.
Ooh, Jamoka.
That card's interesting because it could easily, counterspell the game-winning burn spell. Really messes with Zach's math. All right, basic mountain this time, putting Zach to 14.
Lightning Helix this.
Lightning Helix, the Noble Hierarch. Man, he's making some interesting lines here.
Goblin Guide.
Clearing the path.
11.
So, I
So
mean,
he's
I
11.
give him an opportunity to block with that.
You don't want a 4-drop, especially when you know Huntmaster is coming. Like, Huntmaster is an option in the deck.
Sure.
You don't want to give him that next turn.
Okay, so playing the Goblin Guide first and attacking with it
Mm-hmm.
is just a better line.
Okay.
I'm not saying in the end you don't Lightning Helix it, but to take that line first is given the opportunity first. You've now traded a card for not a card for nothing.
Sure.
Because the Goblin Guide's still in play and the Lightning Helix is still in your hand. And then you just, I mean, the world's your oyster.
The whole world.
All right. Here's a Thalia. The OG Thalia.
Yeah, this is a nice Thalia.
So it makes all the instants and sorceries cost one more. So I hope Mark didn't strand a path in his hand here. Because he could have pathed first and then played the Thalia.
So you're going to pay 2 to bolt here.
Sure.
And then swing in for another 2. I think Zach is debating whether the 2 damage from the Goblin Guide's worth the 3 to the dome, but this Thalia's got to go regardless. That trigger is going to slow you down a lot.
Yeah, having all your spells cost an additional mana is pretty bad for a deck that's so low to the ground.
Right.
I mean, I think the deck might play 20 lands maximum.
There's a path.
You have another one in your hand. Okay. 2 to 9.
Alright, so
So now we can
shows him the
suspend
path.
this Rift Bolt. Alright, so we're a burn spell away again.
Alright.
Or a Goblin Guide connection if for some reason Mark lets this Goblin Guide hit him.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
He's got the Knight of the Reliquary, which just a 3/3.
Right. Make it a 4/4 with this wooded foothills.
8's a much more dangerous place to be.
Concur. Alright. Man, he's got Blessed Alliance out of his sideboard.
Sure.
Maybe in the main deck, but that's a huge card versus burn. I don't know if he has basic mountain, but I probably would have gotten a basic mountain there.
Of course.
Pulse Marassa, gaining 6.
Alright, Pulse Marassa, this was a standard all-star back in its day.
I mean, it's still Pulse Marassa's day. Card is still perfectly legal.
You get to gain 6 life and return a creature or land card from your graveyard to your hand.
Correct.
So this is going to bring Noble Hierarch back into play. Alright.
Alright, so down to 11.
I think...
That's a Searing Blaze.
Oh man, he sees a Huntmaster that fells. Oh, Mark's going to block. So Mark can't cast this Huntmaster from the mana he has in play now. He chose to get a forest with his wooded foothills.
He has an Arid Mesa, but he's going to take a damage to do it.
Yeah, I would have just gotten the mountain last turn. Alright, here's 10. So at the very least, this Noble Hierarch is turning off the... the Huntmaster turns off the Noble... or the Goblin Guide. Holy smokes. Because of the Wolf token.
Sure.
So even if you draw a land, get to Searing Blaze, the Hierarch, you still have this Wolf token looking at you. Knight of the Reliquary is the play.
So Knight of the Reliquary is interesting. That tells Zach a lot about what's going on here.
Leaves up Dramoka's command. I don't know if Zach sniffs that out.
Aura's turn.
See, I would burn the Dramoka's command on this. Dramoka's command has the ability
Another Goblin Guide's not great here.
We got 2 for 1 on that Jamoka's command. Cards don't get better than that. He chose the first ability, prevent all damage target instant or sorcery would deal, and then the last ability, target creature fights another target creature. That card was another standard all-star in its format.
Very true. Wonder how many sideboard cards Mark has for this matchup.
I wonder... Burn's one of those decks where as you sideboard for it, you can find cards that are good elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I can't
Blessed
imagine...
Alliance comes to mind. Blessed Alliance is fantastic against, an Infect deck,
Sure.
but also has the gain 4 life text on it too, so it's good in the burn matchup too.
Yeah.
So, I don't think you... I mean, I personally, when I build my sideboards, don't directly put in cards for the burn matchup,
Right.
but I put in a lot of cards that are good incidentally.
I mean, Pulse of Maras is pretty narrow, not like super narrow.
Right. Yeah, I guess I lied to you. I guess I played a straight Dragon's Claw at the last Grand Prix.
Just straight up played a Dragon's Claw.
Yeah. 2 of them, actually.
I don't know, I might write off the burn deck too often.
I would say you do.
So this is interesting here.
5. Yep. 9. 8.
He could block.
Yeah.
I guess he'd want to fetch.
Yep.
Yeah. So he didn't block,
Alright,
which
so
caused his
see if
guy to
Mark
flip.
will- Okay.
8 life. You're not gonna lose.
Yeah, so the 1 Pulse of Marasso is probably enough,
Sure.
but the Huntmaster really sealed the deal there for him.
Yeah, I mean, so he effectively gained 12 life there. And then
12?
Yeah, because he prevented the 4 from Jamoka's command,
Oh,
which
sure.
is effective life gain as well.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, he had a really good draw to beat burn. So there you go. That'll do it. So we'll be back here in about